Uh, what's good, y'all? Mm. We'll wait for some people to get in here before I start breaking this whole situation down. So we got one person in here. Yay, yay! Happy New Year to everybody. This is the first like solo live of the new year, so there's that. What up, Johnny? All right. Okay, we got some people in here. Damn, we got a lot of people in here fast. Controversy. So, um, those of you guys who follow me on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook or wherever else I posted it, seen that I posted that I was going to be going live at 6 o'clock tonight to let you guys know that I would no longer be doing pay-per-view broadcasting for King of the Dot. So that's what we're talking about. I guess let me just say before I get started that this decision is one that I kind of made a while ago, and I was really just waiting for a call from King of the Dot about the pay-per-view before I made any kind of announcement to y'all. And the reason I'm here making an announcement to y'all is not because I'm trying to like expose King of the Dot or, you know what I mean, like tell you some behind the scenes ass shit. I mean, I am, but it's not like I'm trying to expose King of the Dot. If anything, this move from doing the pay-per-view, I mean, there's a lot of factors, but I guess the number one factor is that I'm really fucking stoked on everything that we're doing here, you know? That we're doing with the Dirtbag Dan show, that we're doing with BOTZ battles. You know, I honestly think I got the best fucking battle league on the planet, man. We got everything from fuck shit to, you know, real dope battles. We brought bar pong to life in an epic way, you know, and we got a lot of big plans for 2018. So I'm really focused on that. And that's kind of like the major deciding factor in this whole thing. So yeah, BOTZ bitch for sure. But I don't know. Let me provide a little context for you guys as far as like the job goes, the pay-per-view gig for King of the Dot, how this job came to be. And I'll talk about Battle Rap Chris and hey, fucking hey, Noel, thank you, man, appreciate that. And just whatever else. Like, I'll tell you what I'm gonna do right now is be 100% honest with you, and I think that's like something that I'm fortunate enough to do. You know, I don't have any fucking like hidden discrepancies with the company that I haven't voiced. I don't think that they got hidden issues with me that they haven't voiced. There's not like, you know, some kind of like hidden beef. So I don't feel like uncomfortable talking about any of the shit that I'm going to talk to you guys about today. So the pay-per-view gig. This is how this thing starts, basically. I don't know. I think it was around Blackout 4, maybe 3 even. I was still battling, but I was feeling like, you know, I was looking for the exit in a lot of ways. And one of the things that I noticed that was not being done with these big battle events was there wasn't a structure for post-battle interviews. You know what I mean? So originally, and this wasn't like a pay-per-view thing, I had said to Organic and Avi and whoever else I discussed with at that time, I was like, yeah, I want to come out, and if you guys can provide me with a camera crew, then I will conduct post-battle interviews after the battlers do their battles. Like, you just send them over to me, we'll do a little interview, and then those battles will be uploaded to the Kotd media page. That's when that was a thing. And it was cool, man. There's a lot of those videos are fucking funny. Because, like, in those videos, it was no holds barred. Like, I could say whatever the fuck I wanted. Fools would lose battles, and I would be like, man, you just got fucking smoked out there. Tell me about it. You know what I mean? It was cool. I liked doing that shit. So that's how that started. And then right around that time, or like within like the next event or 2 events, is when the live thing became a real capability. I remember watching the Hollow and was it Hollow and Lux live? We watched another live and we seen the pay-per-view, like I was with King of the Dot in a hotel room at one of our events, and we were like, man, this is fucking crazy. Like now Fools can go live for real. And within like the next two events, Avocado was doing the pay-per-view. And I don't think the first pay-per-view had commentary, but I was there doing the post-battle interviews, and I was just like, yo, why don't we do this during the pay-per-view? Because what was happening is they would just cut to like the ring, and it would just be like Lush dancing in the ring for fucking 15, 20 minutes. And sometimes shit was bad. Like sometimes Fools wouldn't be there or something, you know what I mean? Or there would be like waiting for a battler. So there would be these big long gaps in the pay-per-view. And I knew that like that shit wasn't gonna grow if it was gonna continue to be that. Like Fools just watching, you know, a battle for 15, 20 minutes and a half an hour, and then they're waiting for hell along, you know what I mean, for the next battle to start. And nobody knows when the next battle's starting. Every once in a while, you get like someone would come on the microphone and make an announcement, and they say 5 minutes, and then it would be fucking 25 minutes. So right away, I was like, yo, I want to let me do that. Let me do the interview shit there, man. Like, is there a way we can cut to? And Avocado's like, yeah, we could do it. So that's how it started. To my knowledge, bro, like, I don't know. I remember that there was like a red carpet thing that Laura Tarsi was involved in for URL. I don't know if it was Jay Black and Laura Tarsi or someone. And I don't know if that had predated the pay-per-view that we did. But I think that, like, bro, I'm going to go ahead and say I invented pay-per-view commentary for fucking battle rap. Fight me, okay? But yeah, but it wasn't like, it was Rocky. Yeah, okay. But it wasn't like, I don't know. I didn't think about it like that. It was just like something that was happening, right? I was like, oh, okay. Okay. So that didn't, Avocado says that didn't predate us doing the first live or whatever. So basically, yeah, like, the live thing wasn't created. Like, I didn't create it as a job. And initially, like, I was paying for my own flights to fly out there. I was paying for my own, you know, travel and everything else. Then they started, like, they would hook me up with a hotel. And as the job went on and the pay-per-view buys increased, and I think you guys, the fans, would you know, give a lot of praise to what we were doing. And I think that kind of let them know that there was some value to the job. And after I had put in so much as far as like using my own money to do plane tickets and all that shit, for me, I saw it as promotion for the podcast and everything else I was doing. So, but at that point, we had kind of developed a structure of like, okay, this is what you guys are going to pay me to do this. Not a lot of money, just enough so where I don't have to like go out and lose money when I go out there. You know what I mean? When I go out anywhere to do these pay-per-views. So, that was it. I don't remember when Battle Rap Chris started, but he naturally was the first person that kind of had the ability to bullshit with me. He had the stamina, as Avocado would call it, to play the long game, you know what I mean, and be able to talk to, you know, just kind of bullshit and make up shit on the spot in order to stretch these things out. I will say that at one point, me and Battle Rap Chris did 2 fucking hours of just bullshitting. So say what you want about Battle Rap Chris, you know what I mean? You think he's a nerd? You don't think he's the coolest motherfucker? I'll tell you what, man. Not a lot of people, and no one I can think of off top could have done that shit with me. It was hard to do, and he made it easier. So shouts out to Battle Rap Chris. I don't know what happened with him exactly. I know one time Battle Rap Chris wore a fucking Don't Flop hat on a King of the Dot pay-per-view. That's wild. I wouldn't have done that shit. But I don't know if that was what like led to there being like some kind of like discrepancy between them. I don't know. And I also had no like involvement in whatever his level of compensation was for these events. You know what I mean? Like we didn't have a lot of conversations about like what I was being paid. You know what I mean? And I think that ultimately, Chris was working for BattleRap.com, like via Hip Hop DX at the time. So he was like doing double duty. You know what I mean? Like he was already kind of being paid to be at the events. And maybe that was like why it wasn't an issue or whatever. But at some point, yeah, fucking Chris and King of the Dot had a disagreement of sorts, and it was decided that he wasn't going to be doing the pay-per-views anymore. I guess shit changed for me. Blackout 6. Blackout 6 was the first event since we, we kind of came up with this idea for these pay-per-views that I wasn't involved in. And that, honestly, there's some fuck shit involved in that. I will say that. Because nobody told me that I wasn't going to do it, right? I had done every pay-per-view up until that point. And then, like, we started getting closer to the event, weeks, like 2 weeks away from the event. And I haven't got a phone call yet. And this isn't, like, super weird for King of the Dot to not have, like, sent me my flight information or let me know, like, what was up. So I wasn't bitter about it at all. I was just like, okay, they're going to hit me up and then we'll do the shit. And I kept seeing these fools advertise the best pay-per-view in battle rap, the best pay-per-view in battle rap. And I'm thinking in my head, like, these fools are going to call me simply based on the fact that I got something to do with that being the best pay-per-view in battle rap. You know what I mean? Again, fucking fight me. I don't feel bad about saying that at all. I definitely has something to do with King of the Dot having the best pay-per-view in battle rap. Do I have as much to do with it as Avocado? Probably not. But it's a part of it, you know what I'm saying? So, like, to see these fools advertising that and then, like, not getting the call, I started fucking getting mad. And eventually they call me and they're like, yeah, you're not doing the event. And I'm like, okay, well, fuck, man. I'm glad you told me, because I kind of, like, blocked off the fucking weekend so that I could be available and whatnot. And that pissed me off. And then I watched the pay-per-view, and it was bad, dude. It was a bad pay-per-view. They replaced me with some, like, random blogger who had no kind of, like, rapport with the battlers, which I don't think a lot of people understand is, like, the most important part of that job, is, like, being able to talk to some dude about, like, him risking his entire reputation in front of a bunch of people in a building and then on camera live and then on YouTube, like, has a lot to do with that person knowing that I understand exactly what the fuck that feels like. You know what I mean? So we have, like, a rapport that isn't, not something you can manufacture. You can't throw a blogger in there and just have them go, oh, 100. Oh, yeah, you're right, 100. What's your next battle going to be like? People don't want to fucking see that shit, So, like, it was frustrating to watch that shit. And I knew it was frustrating for Avocado, because he's like, these fools don't got the fucking stamina. I'm just going to play the press conference again. You know what I mean? And that was honestly, like, as much as that was a shit show, it did revamp the whole structure of the pay-per-views, because at that point Avocado decided, well, man, I better be prepared for, like, fools not having shit to say. And ultimately, when you watch any other pay-per-view, like, it's not just, like, fucking more talking than it is the actual sport, So Avocado decided he was going to start cutting in, these little things from Watch and, like, other things that involved battle rappers, music and shit like that. Honestly, man, like, that shit's fucking tight. It's a lot better than listening to me talk for fucking 2 hours. So the last 2 pay-per-views that I did for King of the Dot, which was Massacre and World Domination, the one in LA and the one in Toronto, were structured like that really fucking well, man. Really cool. We were only talking for like 10 minutes at a time, maybe 15 max, and we cut to a really cool video, and then we come back to a battle. And even though, like, the space was hard to work in that building we were working in LA, it was still, like, one of the better pay-per-views I feel like we had ever done. And you guys, the fans, and I gotta thank you a lot for this, because it, like, validated any and all frustrations that I had. Like, you guys were the first people to go online and be like, this sucks without Dan. Fucking, who is this fucking guy? Don't ever not have Dan again. Fools were like, I buy this pay-per-view for this shit. And I know that's not fucking true, but it was nice to see, you know what I mean? So they hit me up for sure, and they made sure that I was involved in the next 2 events. World Domination when I'm sorry, Massacre went off without a hitch. I always loved working with Nikaya. Nikaya is really he's just a good dude, you know what I mean, in it for all the right reasons. And every time I'd done any of those Massacre events for Nikaya, I always felt like I never had any question about whether or not like I was being thought about as far as like, you know, where I was gonna stay, you know, or when they got my plane tickets, or letting me know that I would be doing the event, all that shit, you know. So that event was great. And then World Domination, World Domination was cool. LA was really cool, and Toronto was weird. The vibe was weird in Toronto, just as far as like, just on the battle shit. You know what I mean? I felt like there were less fans in the building. The fans in the building cared less about the battles. There was a lot more like chatter and shit like that. And I don't know, man. It didn't feel the same as it did before. I don't know if how much that has an effect on my decision. But it's something I think about. I love Toronto, and I always said that like Toronto had taken over for Oakland as the best place to do battles, but I think that it's clearly not the case anymore. And I don't know if it's just because it's like oversaturation, you know what I mean? Like fools know that like there's going to be a couple and maybe a few really good battle events in Toronto every year, so that you know, drive to be a good audience isn't there as much as it is for places like, you know, San Jose, where they get 2 big events a year here, you know what I mean, from me. And King of the Dot came here once, and fucking they were the best audience. San Jose was the best fucking audience, you know. I always said come back, but, you know, I don't know why. I don't know why we didn't get shit cracking in the Bay Area like that. But I don't know, man. There was some confusion with regards to like the compensation for World Domination when it came to Toronto, and nothing like, honestly, like this is why I'm saying like this isn't like me. I got some beef over money with King of the Dot, bro. We're talking about hundreds of dollars. I don't care about that shit. It's not a big deal to me. But because like this situation had arisen, and it had been a situation before, I spoke, you know, in length with Avi, in short with Organic, and I'm sure somebody else. I know I talked to Avocado about it, and whoever. Basically, I was just like, you know, we should put together some kind of a contract. You know what I mean? Like for the year of 2018. This is right after World Domination, right? So when is that? When do we do World Domination? Is that September or October or whatever? I don't know. Months ago. So I'm like, yeah, I just want to know, like, I know you guys don't know when the events are going to be. I want to know how many events you plan to do in a year that you want me to do. So it was October. I don't know how, I said, I want to know how many events you guys want me to do in a year. You know what I mean? And I would like to know, like, a scope of when around these events would be, so that I can arrange my schedule as such. You know what I mean? And they thought that was a great idea when I brought it up, and there was no like disagreement in that. And it was also because I was like, bro, like we can go based on the price that we're establishing right now. It's not about the money. It's about me knowing that I'm working, you know what I mean? Because I do a lot of other shit, you know what I mean? And that has definitely picked up in the last 6 months, you know, even since then, like there's so much more shit cracking now than there was when World Domination just ended, you know what I mean? And it would have been a harder decision for me to make either way, considering, you know, the schedule that I'm kind of creating for myself here, and trying to create really dope content for you guys, you know what I mean? Because that's what I want to do. And that was the last time that I talked to King of the Dot about pay-per-view in length until today. And I had made a decision on my own about a month ago that if I was gonna, it probably wouldn't be, what's the best way to say this? When I was doing this live by myself, I think New Year's Eve, I said to you guys, I said, I'm gonna do exactly what the fuck I want to do in 2018. I'm not gonna spend any of my energy on something that I don't feel uh, entirely passionate about. That I worked too hard in my life and I made too many sacrifices in my life to spend any energy on something that didn't, to me, just feel really good all the way through. And there are parts of the King of the Dot job that I fucking absolutely love. The number one part of that job that I absolutely love is how close it made me feel to you guys, the guys who tuned in and watched the pay-per-view. I told you guys probably 100 times that you were the best fans in all of battle rap, and I meant that shit, man. You guys drove the culture in a dark time, you know. And it might not be a dark time anymore. It might be crazy 2018. This movie might come out and just things might just explode, you know. And it might not be a great time for me to walk away from the largest, one of the larger organizations in battle rap. That being said, like, I just can't, I can't stand in front of the camera and, you know, like, wear a company logo and, you know, be like, act like just I'm fully all about the shits if I don't feel like that, you know what I mean? Like, A, it's being reciprocated for the company. B, I am all about the shits, you know what I mean? If I don't agree with all the shit, you know? And more than once I was asked to not say shit on camera, you know, which is whatever. Like, most of the time it was funny because it was these fools saying, don't be mean, which is like, dude, I'm gonna be a little mean. Like, it's battle rap, you know what I mean? Like, it's what it is. So I will say this, like, one of the things that I want to do now that I'm not going to be doing the commentary for King of the Dot anymore is that I'm gonna watch every live battle rap event for every major league, for URL, for King of the Dot, whatever. Anybody who's putting on a big card, we're gonna, as a crew, the Dirtbag Dan show, we're gonna watch that live pay-per-view, and then after that live pay-per-view, we're gonna do our own live stream where we break down that event, and I could just be 100% honest about how I feel about everything, man. Like, I could just talk that real shit, and I think that that's cool. Like, that to me sounds like fun, you know. And while I'll definitely miss being the first guy you see after like something big like Oxymiron and Diz, or you know what I mean, Ilmac and fucking Iron Solomon, you know, all these great battles that I got to watch live, and then be the first person that you got to see after that, and share that moment with you guys. Like, I'm gonna miss that a lot, but I think it'll be better for everybody if I just focus all my energy on the shit that we're doing here at Counterproductive, on BOTZ battles, on all this great music we have coming out, on the Dirtbag Dan show, on Bar Pong League, which we're really gonna go hard on, you know, and then I could really be more. I could do what I did for King of the Dot, you know, for the whole of battle rap, in the sense that I'm not tied to any specific organization, and then I could fucking talk that shit, you know, and because I love battle rap, dude. Like, I fucking love it. I'm always amazed at how I'm still passionate and enthusiastic about this thing I don't even want to do anymore. But like, on every level, like, I watch the tryouts and the fans get better, and it's fucking awesome. And I watch the big name dudes battle, and they still amaze me, and it's awesome. So I'm always gonna be in this world, you know what I mean? And I really, dude, like, we have the best battle league in the fucking world. I'm gonna say it again. And we live in the best place in the world, in the Bay Area. People want to fucking come here. So, you know, we're gonna do our best to put on some great battles. BOTZ. I'm really more focused on developing talent than I am on, you know, putting on these mega cards at these mega events, because I think that's where like the real show is in a lot of ways. But you know, we're still gonna be putting on big battles. I still fuck with a lot of these dudes like on that level, as far as like, you know, we got Pat Stay coming out to battle No Shame. That battle's happening because Pat Stay hit me up and said, I want to battle No Shame. You know, I didn't fish for that battle. I was happy to give that battle to No Shame because she is the highest individual producer on my channel besides myself. So it's a blessing, you know what I mean, as far as like Pat wanting to do that battle. But typically, like, those aren't the type of things we're trying to arrange, you know. I like Ronnie and Reverse Live. Those are the battles that we want to put on, you know. We got a bunch of good shit coming up at this NES event. We got a rookie rumble, you know, whole bunch of new BOTZ merch, BOTZbattles.com. Like I said, we got a lot of shit going on, and I'm really excited about that shit. And I didn't want to make this thing a big old negative thing about King of the Dot. That's not what it is at all. I don't have like fucking hard feelings for these dudes. I don't want to fight anybody. You know, I'll be happy to see these dudes in an event and shake their hand. I think it's time for me to move on. Yeah, I think this is the perfect time for me to move on. And I definitely wish all of them the best of luck in the future as far as like these events go, because I want it to be a dope event so that when I do my post wrap up, that it's a fucking, you know, a dope post wrap up, you know what I mean? So like, I'm really in it for the whole, as far as like this battle rap shit. I don't want to see any of these motherfuckers lose. I think that's it, man. You know what I mean? I'm gonna plug my phone in so it doesn't die, and then I'm gonna answer some questions from you guys for like 15 minutes, and then we'll wrap it up. So, because I know some of you guys are late and some of you guys have questions, so I'll probably end up repeating a lot of the shit I just said in short. Give me 1 second, and then I'm going to answer some questions. Oh, shit. I didn't even have to go far. The plug is right here. Are we in? Do I got charge? Hold on. I think so. I think I'm good. Okay, cool. All right. Let's go with the questions. Go ahead. I'm watching the fucking chat now, so. This backwood keeps going out on me. 334 people in here. Never has there fucking once been 334 people to watch the Dirtbag Dan show. And it's so much better than this. It's so much better than me getting high and fucking being sentimental about fucking battle rap. We rap on the show every day. Okay. All right. Okay. I'm just going to start with this first question because you guys are fucking spinning them at me fast. Was Diz in the wrong about Kotd in his videos? I'm not. I think Diz laid out his argument. You know what I mean? I think that a lot of people take Diz's argument in a different way because it comes from Disaster. I honestly don't have enough information to speak to what he's saying, as far as like, I don't know for a fact that the numbers that he's talking about are actually true. Do I fucking doubt Disaster? He's never lied to me. He's a crazy motherfucker, but he's never lied to me. But it's, again, like, I have nothing to do with that shit, so I couldn't speak to that shit and be confident in what I was saying. Bang. Funniest moment broadcasting for Kotd. These motherfuckers all bought red cowboy hats for day one of the event. So I went to the fucking lobby. Day two, I bought a fucking red cowboy hat. They jumped up the price on these fucking things because they're all of a sudden super popular. And I show up day two with a red cowboy hat on. Nobody's wearing a red cowboy hat. Fucking assholes. That was the funniest thing. Cowboy cat. All right. What happened to Skylar? Haven't watched the DBD show in a minute. Skylar's not on the show anymore. He moved to Pismo. He's tattooing full time. I think he works at a shop called Desert Rose. At Skylar G408 on Instagram. If you want to check out his tattoos and shit. We got the crew we have now is fucking solid, and they all rap. I think it's for the best because like Skylar didn't rap, so it would have been rough. He would have been sitting there pissed. SoulCon, Dan. Man, I got no idea what happened to SoulCon. I never talked to SoulCon at all anymore. There was a long time after he had quit battling that we would still just text each other and say what's up, but we grew apart. It happens. Much love to SoulCon, though. He's a great dude. Okay. No. Okay, not answering that question. Could the Moist Mob hook up live pay-per-view events? Yeah, and I mean, Avocado's even offered to do it for us before, and I was just like, we're not ready. So, you know, it's a crawl and then walk and then run situation. You know what I mean? Like, we done crawling, we walking steady, we speed walking even. So we'll run. Maybe in 2018 we'll get some running done and do a live pay-per-view, but we definitely don't want to like jump the gun on that shit. So, what is the plan to build bar pong? Woo! That's what I'm fucking talking about. So we've structured bar pong out. We're creating a bar pong table. There's going to be a screen that's available to the battlers. Obviously, you guys will be able to see it too. There's rules. We got a clock, 5 seconds. Words cannot be repeated more than 2 times. Those words are shown on the screen so the battlers can see the words. It's basic. It's just sped up. You know, the way we do it on the show is real loose. It's fun, and we're going to continue to do that. But like the bar pong tournaments are going to be really like a game of skill. So we're going to try and get the best battlers here. The first tournament will be with the same people it was last time. FLO, Reverse Live, Frack, Caustic, myself. Caustic is crazy at bar pong. And then we'll start to bring in some new heads as we open up and do bigger tournaments. But yeah, Bar Pong League. Fucking fire. All right, man. I'll see you, Blue. Yeah, BOTZ 9, 27th to 28th. It's going to be a huge event, and it will be VOD'd, so you guys can watch Pat Stay versus No Shame a day after it happens. All right. Yeah, man. I bar pong, much like the Rumbles, I expect to see other motherfuckers doing bar pong. I expect to see other leagues doing bar pong. I'm not gonna fucking come at you with an injunction. I will say that we are trademarking Bar Pong League, and we do have a dope ass logo. So we will be the fucking MLB, the NFL, the NBA of bar pong. But I encourage all fucking leagues to start building your own fucking bar pong legacy and then bring it to the big show. Yeah. Oh, you missed a lot. I'm not working for King of the Dot anymore. Basically, just gonna be focusing on my own shit. No beef, just love. All right. Yeah, we will be the most respected bar pong league. That is fucking factual. Any new music coming out? Yes, plenty of new music coming out, including first and foremost, we are dropping a free Dirtbag Dan Show EP that is going to be, it's going to have all the people that are on the current cast of the Dirtbag Dan Show. We got music from Caustic, Frack, Reverse Live, Fredo, my boy All Day Dirt. We got some guests, some of the recurring guests like Triz and Chewy, and also Frank Stacks. Fucking dope shit. Bunch of really good music. If you like the stuff that you heard on MP4, or you like the track, we dropped a new song New Year's Day called What I've Done. If you go to my channel, which you're on right now, you probably see it. It's like over there or something. That's a new song. If you like that shit, you're gonna really like the new stuff because it's all high quality heat. Okay, what else? What is the main event for G? I don't know. I'm not working Gully versus Gannick. I don't know anything about that event. They called me today to tell me that I was not working that event. And then I told them that I wouldn't be working any other events. And that's how that happened. I am doing stand-up comedy. I kind of focused on music for a little bit because it felt like it was right, man. Like the wave is fucking moving right now. My boys down south, 667, they're killing it. Reverse Live has been killing it. Fredo's on a killing spree. Frack's making new music. He got a new album dropping. And I just was feeling the buzz, so I kind of focused on music for a little bit. And I got a lot of music done and ready to put out for you guys. I will say that I'm dropping more music in the first 2 months of this year than I did in the last 3 years combined. So, bang. Yeah. Do a few more questions and we'll get out of here. We lost a lot of people. As soon as they found out I wasn't going to talk a bunch of nasty shit, they left. Do you still have the urge to battle? Not really, man. No, I don't. I don't know why. I just don't feel it. One day I will, I think. but I don't know. I don't rule it out, but it's not in my heart right now. Did the homie hit you up about the sack show? Yeah, man, we're talking about it. We're gonna try and get that shit cracking. So, thanks, Mike. Trying to get on in a DVD mixtape. You know what, man? We ought to put together a BOTZ mixtape. You know, I think that would be a really good idea, and that'll be something that we do in 2018. Disaster collab, always down for a Diz collab. Come on. I heard Chase and him got some new music coming out, and everything Chase touches is gold. So, Dan, what I eat for breakfast today? Oatmeal. Everything a normal man eats. I'm not the elephant man. What's up? Do you think you ever take the podcast to a TV show if offered? Yeah, I mean, I think the podcast is a live YouTube show and not a podcast now, anyways. I don't know what kind of channel would accept us, but you see, Jesus and Mero is a great show that didn't really change their format for TV, so maybe we can do that too. Fucking keep watching and perpetuating this madness. I'm still like recovering from all the drugs I did on New Year's. I'm like hungover today from New Year's. That's fucked. Okay. Get Diz on BOTZ. We talked about it a lot. He's kind of a hard guy to book battles for, but he's expressed interest in doing it. So, what's up, Knothead? Pitch a DVD show to Adult Swim. Yeah, fuck, man. If dreams come true. Okay, guys. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. I hope this answered any questions as far as why I won't be doing the pay-per-views for King of the Dot anymore. Again, man, y'all are the best fans in battle rap. Those of you guys who tune in and buy those pay-per-views, don't stop being that. Avocado is the best guy filming these things, and he's still filming them, so don't stop watching them. You know what I mean? And just know that we're gonna have some content for you guys to match all this shit. You know, like we're gonna step our game up, and I'm gonna be focused on making sure that I'm developing like the proper amount of content to fucking make up for this lack of connection that we're gonna have because I'm not doing this job anymore. Love to you motherfuckers. Peace.